Hi everyone. I'm sitting in my lounge room at the moment, so you can see that I'm sitting on my comfy sofa. And it's quite interesting today because I wasn't actually planning on doing this particular live. I had another topic that I was going to talk to you about, which would have been forever home related. And I realised that a lot of people that have been following over the course of the last few months, but, even people that have been following me for the last few years probably don't know much about this lady. And so you've probably noticed as well today, I don't have my loud earrings on. I've got some more subtle earrings on. But I thought that I'd use this opportunity to really give you a little bit of insight as to who I am and where is my passion driven from with regards to, forever homes. And, I am an ex-corporate lady. I studied and I practiced marketing, and, that took me to be able to live and work in marketing and in my profession that I'd studied overseas. And so I did a Bachelor of Business when I came straight out of high school. And I was working in mobile services at the time, and I really wanted to go overseas. So I certainly followed that passion. I'm glad that someone likes that. Thank you, Tina. And hi, Tina. Thanks for joining. And so when I went overseas, I bought my first home, and that was actually in Amsterdam. And I was quite thrilled that at 27 I was actually buying my first home. And the structure of their finance in the Netherlands is really, really quite different to how we do it here. Hi Tina, welcome. And so I was able to borrow 110% of the value of the property, which just blew me away. I was nervous, I was on my own, and I thought, no, I'm going to do this. And the great thing about buying my own property there was it meant that I could actually put my own stamp on it. And you can sort of see where this is going to go, because this story is going to have a lot of common elements through it. And the fact that I was living in Amsterdam didn't mean that I wanted to have a home that was very reflective of how the Amsterdammers live. One of the key things that I didn't like was the fact that they didn't have a bath, and I got my floor checked to make sure that I could actually put a bath in that home. The other thing that they are keen on over there, and also in England, is you've got your washing machine in the kitchen, and I did not want that either. I was a huge entertainer there, and I had dinner parties almost every week, and I wanted it. The biggest kitchen that I could get in my small 60 square metre apartment. And so I redesigned the space to, one, have a bath. That was really important to me. And secondly, that I was able to have it was a laundry in a cupboard. It wasn't a true Euro laundry, but it meant that I could keep the washing machine out of the kitchen. And so that really started my passion for creating homes that meant something to that person. I knew I wasn't going to be there forever, but I knew I was going to be there long enough that it had to serve my needs. So then I left Amsterdam and I went to live in London. I bought an apartment. For me, renting, I couldn't possibly ground myself in the city that I was in until I had my own space that I could really put my stamp on. And so renting a property for me, sure, I could decorate it and I can make it all wonderful, and you can do some really, really amazing things with rental properties. But for me, I had to put my stamp on it. So I bought my apartment in London, and I still have that to this day. I renovated it both times, both in Amsterdam and in London. I renovated the minute that I bought it. I had to have it all done. The key things that I knew I wanted done, I had done while I was, before I actually moved in. And look, I didn't have kids then. I didn't have a partner to worry about. I could do as I pleased. I lived a fabulous life over there as a single lady. And so in London, I did the same thing. There was walls where I didn't want them. I couldn't have that Australian aesthetic of having a little bit more open plan. In England, there's a lot of smaller rooms, and I didn't want that aesthetic. So the first thing I did was ripped out walls, and I made sure that the kitchen felt a little bit more open planned, and that overlooked into the dining area. And so that is what enabled me again to put my stamp on it. I put wallpaper in spots. And again, I knew I wasn't going to be there forever, but I had to make it more reflective of me. In the end, I left England much sooner than I anticipated, because I came back to Australia when I found out that my Oma, my Dutch grandmother, was ill here and was pretty much on her deathbed. And I flew back and I saw her a couple of hours before she died, and I was with her. And, you know, I came back to Australia and I'd already studied interior design in London because I knew that that was the path I wanted to go down. I loved renovating for myself, and my friends started to get me to help them with their places as well. So people were seeing that, okay, she really likes this, but, you know, she might have a knack for this. I want her to come and help me with my home. And so that is where it all started. So this woman who had, you know, a very corporate, strong marketing career in big multinational companies in an industry such as finance, I was able to find my creative element and my creative juices doing something that I knew could make a difference to not only my life, and I saw what a difference it made to my life and how I was living in my homes there, but it also, I knew I could make a difference to other people as well. And so, you know, rewind 10 years, 11 years now, when I came back to Australia, yes, I started in my corporate world, but I had already started the steps to be able to start interior design. I studied in London. I came back here and I did some other things at RMIT, you know, and I had to really start again. I had all my suppliers in London. I knew exactly what I needed to do there and where I had to go for places. They've got an amazing resource for interior designers over there in Chelsea, and I had to start again here, which was really, really difficult. But my core belief of making a difference to how people live in their homes, you know, never ever left. And so really it's been over the last few years that this forever home thing for me is just so ingrained in me, because I can see the difference that it makes for people and how they live in their life. And I was actually with a client today, and they're retired and they've got the money to spend, but, you know, they're also choosing to travel around. And they said, you know, we want our house to be comfortable, and there's certain things that we really, you know, want to be able to have in our home, but it doesn't need to be the Taj Mahal. And so I can relate to that so well, in terms of, you don't need to have an enormous budget to have a home that really works for you. And there was very specific things that they needed in their home. She's a really big cook. They're future-proofing it by having a lift installed. They've got these amazing views of the sea upstairs. But we just needed to make sure that was going to serve the little intricacies that I've got to learn about them over the years. And they're such a gorgeous couple. And so it was like, okay, Michael, so I know that, you know, these certain elements are really important to you. Let's make sure that they're going to be covered off in the floor plan. And so this lady that you see before you is someone that has, I suppose, lived a really strong corporate life, and I have followed my passion in terms of being able to make a real difference to people. I felt that when I was working in financial services, I really couldn't see and touch and feel the people that we may have been making a difference to. I can really feel and see how some of the things that we recommend and that we do, you know, make a real difference. I got a text yesterday from a client who I've been working with for years, and she just texted me some photos of the tiles that had gone in, and she said, I cannot believe how amazing this looks. My heart just sings when I hear from clients that are just so happy that maybe I've pushed the envelope for them a little bit and pushed them out of their comfort zone a little bit, really confident that what we're doing is going to have such a great result for them, and they trust in me that those things are going to work out for them, because they know that we're professionals and that we're doing what they're doing. And so that is why I do what I do, and that is why I suppose I've really got into this area of forever homes, because I'm such a strong believer in creating something that's really for you. And, you know, going back to these clients today, you know, they love the blues, and I said, you know, we can incorporate the blues. And they said, yeah, we're going to be here. And I said, don't worry about what everyone else thinks. Don't worry about all these opinions that are going to come from all of your friends about, oh, you shouldn't do this, and it needs to be timeless, and, oh, you know, you need to make sure that, you know, when you sell it, you know, I say poo to all of that, because these people are retired, and I don't actually care whether you're retired or not. If you're going to build a home that you're going to be in for a long time, by all means, you know, put something in it that you love. And so this lady before you is passionate about you being able to have a home that you really love, and you know, to heck with everyone else, just have something in there. Use color. You know, they said to me today, we love color, and I said, let's inject color. Don't be afraid of color. He was probably a little bit more reticent when, you know, he loves modernist, and I said, we could do bright green lime carpet, or we could do teal carpet. That was probably a step too far, but that's okay. We're going to do it somewhere else. And so today, I suppose I wanted to give you a little bit of my backstory about how I got into interiors, why I've become so incredibly passionate about people doing things that resonate for them, and, you know, to hell with what everyone else thinks. All your friends will have an opinion about what you should be doing and where this should go and how that should work. Grab a professional opinion by all means, but the house has got to resonate with you. And so I'll probably do another post soon enough to sort of give you a tour of my home and to understand why I chose certain things. I was a little bit lucky in that my partner was, you know, quite flexible. He said, you're the designer, you go and do what you like. There's things in this house that he didn't choose. He said, I'm not super keen, but I gave him other things. And I will show you some of those things that he chose and that I was able to incorporate into the design, because I knew he loved those things so much. And there were certain tiles that he didn't really care about, he didn't really like, but he said, look, you just go and choose it because you really love those things. So I suppose I just wanted to give you a little bit of my backstory, a little bit of insight as to where this passion comes from and why I'm so passionate about Forever Homes, and why Forever Homes for me speak so much about the people that are going to live in them. So don't forget to join me on Friday, because Friday at 10 o'clock is going to be our fixed Facebook time, where I'd love you to join in, ask questions that you may have. I'm always going to be sharing a specific topic of that day, but it's also a really good opportunity for you to ask questions of me that may be about anything that you may have. It might be about a project that you've got going at the moment. So lock in 10 o'clock on Fridays, because that's where I'm going to be here on a regular basis. My other lives are a little bit ad hoc, but today I just thought I'm going to sit in my lounge room. I'm normally sitting at my desk. I've got my comfy cushions behind me, and I just wanted to share a little bit about who's this person behind this Forever Home course, why is she so passionate, and where is that all coming from. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Have a great evening. I'm actually off to my kids' meet the teacher evening, so I'm going to go and cook for myself. I'm here on my own tonight, so that's why I got to sit in my sofa. So have a great evening, everyone, and I'll see you at 10 o'clock on Friday. Enjoy.